Hi, my name is Andrew Kronk, and I have the privilege of being the principal at the Beaverton Academy of Science and Engineering. Welcome to our 2020 virtual open house. We are so excited by your interest, and we hope that you will find the answers to your questions. So buckle up, and we've got some great information in the moments to come.
Greetings, my name is Jonathan Sanchez. I'm the assistant principal at Beaverton Academy of Science and Engineering. I'm so glad to have you here. BASE is a small community of learners focused on biomedical engineering and computer science, where students work in close-knit communities to deepen their understanding of a subject and develop a interest into a passion and then of expertise.
So BASE is known for three primary pathways: computer science, engineering, and biomedical studies.
Base is a great place for me because there are a lot of classes that align with my interests, and there's a class for everything that I could ever imagine taking. I originally chose the computer science pathway because I fell in love with computers and I thought, wow, these are so interesting.
In the computer science field, I've really enjoyed watching the chatbot wars, where our students devise artificial intelligences that then have to have conversations with each other. And watching two AIs try to have a conversation, believe it or not, is quite amusing.
I think that Base is doing a great job at preparing us for the computer science field because I really like the teaching method as we learn the languages of code such as Java and Python. I love coding in general, and I love that we're able to take classes like that at our school.
In engineering, students get to figure out how to build things, how things work.
One of the main attractions of BASE for me was that it was focused on the technology and engineering and the science part, which is something I always found cool and interesting. My absolute favorite project right now has to be the guitar making because I actually get to make the guitar and then it's how I envision it to be and I can work with it, use the materials and everything. It's like something I made. And then at the end of the year, I get to keep it. So that's also really cool.
Or in the biomedical pathway, the presentations they put together around a certain medical problem that a patient might be having, and students are speaking as if they're the actual doctors in the diagnosis and treatment plan, was very fascinating to me.
And even just being able to sit in classes and see kind of what people were doing allowed me to really see if I could see myself in that role. I guess the biggest takeaway also was just trying to see what these professionals were doing and how I could set up my life or my choices to almost end up kind of where they are. Because a lot of the lessons they were saying, in the medical field, the biggest thing for them has been interactions with people and how you treat people, which I think is an interesting lesson to take away, because if you take away all the science when it boils down to it, a lot of it's pretty social. So I think that was interesting for me to realize.
Seeing students able to access and manipulate our anatomage table, our virtual cadaver table, it's pretty amazing what kids can do and learn about the human body through this virtual tool.
At BASE, we are an EL education school. We are an expeditionary learning school. So we really value hands-on learning, hands-on experiences. We want our students not only to have experiences in the four walls of a classroom, but also in the greater classroom of the outdoors.
Students partnering with real-world experts and people in the field is what's going to give them inside knowledge beyond what you would just learn in a textbook, so that we emphasize our internships so that students feel prepared and comfortable in real-world settings when they leave our school.
In EL education, we believe that it is really important that students have a strong connection with their teachers. And so we have something called Crew.
Coming out of elementary school, I didn't know anyone here because no one from my elementary school went to base. And so I all had to meet new people. So since we have the crew class, and since that class is smaller than a normal class, you get to get to know those people a lot better, which I really like.
And you'll be with your crew all through middle school and all through high school. And that will be the group of students that you walk across the stage with at graduation.
Well, my favorite thing about Bayes is that while the academics seem like they would be competitive, everyone really works together and there's very much a community, and everybody helps everyone. That's my favorite part of it. Just because academics are rigorous or challenging doesn't mean that it separates people. In fact, it actually brings them closer together. And the teachers 100% genuinely care about you, and that's one of the great things about a small school also, is all the teachers know you from day one.
So one of the things I've been really excited about since I've come to BASE is our middle school program. A middle school student is going to get an experience in biomedical studies, computer science, engineering, and in science enrichment.
And the pathways that interest me the most are probably the health pathway. I want to be a doctor. And since I've been at Base, I've decided that the type of doctor I want to be is a cardiovascular surgeon. And so I really like how Base has provided me with experiences and like hands-on learning things that I might not have gotten at my neighborhood school.
Some of the middle school projects that always caught my interest were some of the things they're doing in green architecture around home design to make it sustainable. I really like the bridge project where kids are having to battle with scarcity and resources and time and budgets to build a bridge and then destroy it.
Our goal in 6th and 7th grade is that you're exploring, figuring out what is the pathway that really calls to me. By 8th grade, we're going to ask you to pick 2 pathways and take a semester-long course in each. So by the time you're a 9th grader, you have dialed in one pathway that you can focus on for the next 4 years. And if you want to add in other classes from other pathways, that is so okay and so encouraged.
Thanks to the community, I've learned and developed a lot of good like study and organizational habits, which I think will help me in future years as well.
I imagine you have lots of questions about, is this the right place for my child? Will my child be supported here? And I think the answer is definitively yes. Through crew, through a very caring staff, I think Base is a very safe place for students to come to make mistakes, to learn from those mistakes, and become stronger in both their skills, but also in their character.
If you have a student who's interested in computer science, engineering, or biomedical field, this is an opportunity for them to, once again, develop that interest, follow their passion, and really become experts. And I think the fact that we have our 6th grade through 12th grade experience available for families and students really sets us apart from other options.
So if you're watching this and thinking, wow, that is for me, Base is the place I want to be, then you need to get your name in the lottery like now. You need to go to the Beaverton School District website and in the search field type in Learning Options. The top hit will be the Learning Options page, and there will be a link to put your name in the lottery. Now, the lottery admits about 50% of our students. If that does not work out, don't worry, there is a second consideration. You'll get to write an essay and tell me about your interests and why you really want to come to Base. We read every essay. We try to give every student all the consideration we can when making selections about admissions.
Well, if you do apply here, you really won't regret it, and you'll make a lot of friends and learn a lot of new things, and I think you'll have a great time.
Once again, thank you parents, students, for your interest in Base. Please follow the guidelines on enrolling in the Option Schools program, and hopefully we'll see you at Base next year. Thank you.